Hey guys, Swag here. This is my promised video of my breakdown of the last Toronto Regionals, which was on Saturday. So I'm gonna go around my matchups and what I thought was good, what I thought was bad, and things like that. So first round we actually got there late, so we had to take a first round loss. This gave us time to write out our deck lists, make our side decks, since I know that none of us actually had one that day. I know I didn't. I probably would have won more games if I had a side deck, but I didn't have one. So, second round, I play Inzectors, and first game I beat him. I had 8,000 life points, and he had 700 before he scooped. So that was good. Then he sided in 3 World Decrees, 3 MST, uh, 3 World Decree, 3 MST, and I forget what else he added in. He added in something else. He took out Gigamantis and stuff like that. So I lost the next 2 games to him because I was just like, I couldn't keep up with stuff. I was playing Chainbird, obviously. So then round 3 comes, and to my surprise, oh no, round 2 was against X Sabers, and I felt really bad because we had to go into time on the third game. He won game 1, I won game 2. And then we went to game 3. And we had to go into time because the round was over. And I had to call a judge over. And he's like, okay, so whose turn is it? And I'm like, mine. And he said, okay, so after your turn, we'll do the 5 turns. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. So I looked down at my hand, and I have 2 Battle Faders, 1 Day of Peace, and Swift Scarecrow in my hand. I'm like, oh, this should be fun. So, I tempted fate, but so first time, he was top decking. He didn't really have any. He didn't have any back row. Just had a field of monsters. So he thought he was gonna win, right? You do more damage, whatever. So he attacks, Battle Fader. Next, I draw into Poison of the Old Man. Now I was at 8,000 life points, and he was just if he was to attack, I'd be 600 life points under if he had his current field. So what does he do? He draws. He sets one. He just holds it in his hand, and I was like, oh, okay. So it's either A, something he can't use, or B, something he doesn't want to put on the field. So then he attacks it all, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take it all. I'm gonna take all that damage. So I took it all. So that was turn 2, and then turn 3, I draw, pass. I drew something random. It was like Jar of Greed or something like that. And then he's like, attack, Battle Fader. And then turn 4, I was like, 1 Day of Peace. I drew 1 more card, and I was like, oh, okay. I played Poison the Old Man, game 12, and said pass, and the judge said there's no point in doing a turn because you can't do anything. So the judge actually stopped the game and said, you can't do anything, you lose. So then I won that. I beat X Sabers. The next game was against my teammate Jack, who was playing Plants, and he basically knew as soon as we started playing, he's like, "You're gonna 2-0 me," and I'm like, "No, I'm not gonna 2-0 you, man. You're playing Plants. My tokens do nothing. They just help you." But what won me the game in game 3 was that he played Prohibition, and Prohibition, a card that I had sided out. Now I had like a 4-card or 5-card side deck or whatever like that. It wasn't a full one or anything, fantastic. But so he's Prohibition Chain Strike, and I was like, I don't even have Chain Strike in my deck. So I 2-0'd him. It was good. Then I played Inzectors again. I lost again to Inzectors. I couldn't keep up, and they sided Decrees again, and it pissed me off. Then I played a hero guy, and the hero guy was very ambitious. He enjoyed attacking things at random. So what he ended up doing is that he pumped his Shining. It was like over 4,000 attack. And then he just attacks me randomly. I had 4 back row. And he attacks me. And I was like, Dimensional Wall? So that won me both games, was Dimensional Wall and his overactivity. So that was round 3. No, round 4. Round 5, I played Plants again. I lost to Plants. Round 6, I played some. I don't know what it really was. It was like it was like Inzectors. Like it had Inzector cards in it, but I'd never seen the build he was playing before. It was like it wasn't agents. It looked like he was using like Hopper and stuff. He only had like 1 or 2 Hornets, and I was like, okay, so you're just playing like budget. So I beat him. I ended up with 4-4 altogether. But anyway, so basically I didn't have a great day, but I didn't have a bad day either, considering I lost first round automatically. So I only lost to 3 people all day, which was pretty good. My friend got 99th with Uriah traps, and then my other friend got 91st with plants. I got 74th out of 210 with chain burn, and then my friend who played zombies was like 100 and something. But yeah, so that was it. What I thought was good was that people have a psychological thing with Chamberlain, I guess. Like they just think they're gonna lose, or they're like, oh my god, it's so annoying, or oh my god this, or oh my god that, and it's like they don't know how to play against it. For example, I was doing my whole chaining thing, and then I got to chain strike, and the guy's like, solemn judgment, the thing before chain strike. I'm like, okay, so I put chain strike face down, which by the way only has to be chain link 2 or higher to do damage, and he took 4,000, then 15 from Just Desserts, and I still drew 2 from Yada and Jar. So he would have taken less damage if he had taken the chain strike. But I just let him do it. And then, so he was down to like, I think, took 4,000, then 15, so he was at 25? Yeah, 25. Because he took 55. And that would be, yes. So then next turn, he sewed a bunch of shit, and I just, I think I just Battle Fit or something. Oh no, Swift Scarecrow. And then next turn I drew into Medion, and he Solemn Warning Medion, which he would have only taken 900 damage if he had let Medion attack and go through, but he took 2,000 instead. And I was like, oh, jeez. And then I just won the game with Just Desserts next turn. So that was just, people don't know how to play against it, or they have this thing, they're like, oh, I'm going to lose, or whatever. So, yeah, I think that was most of the reasons. What I thought was bad is that Inzectors can play Royal Decree without any fallback. Like, it's ridiculous. I was like, oh, for God's sakes. It's the only deck that used it. No other deck that I played that day played Royal Decree or anything that really stopped traps. There was the X-Sabers played Dark Bribe, but I usually drew into things like One Day at Peace and stuff like that, so I didn't mind. Yeah, even this. I played Six Sands too, but I beat them because he ran out of Barkion targets. He never chose to bring Beast out, and I kept on drawing into Medion every time I summoned it. It was kind of crazy. So that's how it went really. I saw a lot of people that recognized me and I recognized them, kind of thing. I saw Sharks Fan 20, saw Underworld 6667. I saw Dale Bolito. I saw Lazaro. I saw a ton of people. I met somebody on Dale Bolito's team that somehow knew somebody on my team, and I don't know, it was all great. Yeah, saw people from last time, from the last regionals I went to. Lots of trades, everything like that. A lot of stereotypical people. I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, like, there's always the people who talk at the regionals. They talk a lot, but then they never talk or anything like that, or like they just say the most random shit that just doesn't make any sense. Like if I was to like go to regionals, like when I go to regionals, like I don't even pack like a super huge binder or anything like that. I only took one binder this time. Um, like I'm not gonna go crazy on everything like that. Like some people there, they talked really big and they like valued shit really high, but their binder was full of like nothing. There was nothing there. Like the one guy, I was like, "What's your value on Gallus?" And he's like, "Oh, 1720." And I was like, 17 or 20. That's yeah, that's cool. And then there was like the full troll. He's like, "Oh, I fell full troll at 25." Dude, we're not playing X Saber era anymore. So it was things like that that made me mad a lot. Were people overvaluing things? Uh, I pulled another Hornet, but I traded it to my teammate for that little book that's in my other videos, that little pink book, and a Cataster. So, oh, and those gold sleeves that the Insector deck's in. If you haven't seen that, go look at it. So that was my regional experience. It was pretty good. Oshawa's coming up. I'm not going to be at Oshawa. I I am planning on attending the YCS in September for sure. I'm gonna have a really hard time not going to that because I really want to go. My first YCS. I'll probably, depending on how the March ban list goes, and if I guess it'll be September format. If it's right before or right after, who knows? I might play Inzectors there. I might play Chainburn. Who knows? With an actual side deck. But yeah. Or I'll play Six Sams. Yeah, my Six Sam stuff just got like really pricey for no reason. I just want to point out that I built that Six Sam deck over the last 3 months or so. No, I'd say probably since September. I've been building that Six Sam deck that I have, which still isn't like I don't like how it's running, but for the last few months, and I got everything for dirt cheap. I'm starting to think that those Keyzones and things are going to get really pricey because people are going to be like, I want to play Six Sams. They won the YCS. Thus, they're the bestest thing ever. So, yeah. That's my video. Hope you enjoyed it. And tell me if you saw me at the YCS, at the regionals, and if we traded or whatever. It'd be cool.